All right, let's turn to Donald Trump here because this is just there seems to be this dynamic where they constrain Donald, they put him have him read the teleprompter, and then the next day he can't help himself. He's got to fling his own poo around. Now, I don't think this is quite a big deal, frankly, but apparently this guy Mateen, who was the father of the Orlando shooter, somehow ended up behind Hillary Clinton at a press stop or whatever it was. And in normal times, this becomes the kind of dumb pretend scandal that would dominate the news cycle for a day or two.
She was sending a signal to her supporters in the Muslim Brotherhood.
I mean,
you have no idea what this woman's up to.
It was obviously some staffer who had no idea who this guy was. And they always, all the staffers like to put as much diversity as they can behind the candidate. That's why when you see Trump speaking, you can actually see both women and men who are white and middle-aged behind him. Not just men, because they're actively trying to take from their crowd to make it as diverse as possible behind the candidate. So that would have dominated were it not for Donald Trump saying this. And if you can see this visually, I want you to look over Donald Trump's left shoulder. There's an older woman there wearing a white shirt. And then next to her is an older gentleman wearing a red shirt. In fact, we'll play it twice. Play it once right now.
Hillary wants to raise taxes. It's a comparison. I want to lower them. Hillary wants to expand regulations, which she does bigly.
Pause it. Can we? There's another classic Donald Trump. He's looking at the document. He's like, Hillary wants to raise taxes. I want to lower them. Oh, it's a comparison. For those of you out there who are as who these words are as new to as me, Donald Trump is saying. And for those who may not get what I'm trying to set up here, it's a comparison.
Maybe he thought Trump University was a good offering.
Go back.
Hillary wants to raise taxes. It's a comparison. I want to lower them. Hillary wants to expand regulations, which she does bigly. Can you believe that?
Bigly?
I will reduce them very, very substantially.
Smallly.
Could be as much as 70, 75%. Hillary wants to shut down energy production. I want to expand it.
Bigly.
Lower electric bills, folks. Hillary wants to essentially abolish the Second Amendment. By the way, and if she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, that will be a horrible day.
Okay, so if you notice, we'll get back to that. Let's play this again. Just that last part. Because if you notice that guy in the red shirt behind Trump, his jaw drops. Like, I can't believe he just said that. He turns to his wife, who apparently is not a very good person because she's just cackling at the idea of it. So here it is.
If she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, that will be a horrible day.
Now, I think there is an argument that, and it struck me when I watched it the first time, that Donald Trump is actually not referring to shooting Hillary Clinton. The Second Amendment people, what makes someone a Second Amendment person? They like guns.
Big league.
So they could do something about it. So I think we can be grown-ups here and recognize he's making, and let's give him the benefit of the doubt, he's making a joke. People who have guns could do something about it. And I think there is a legitimate argument that what he's saying is if Hillary Clinton becomes president and then she appoints judges, they're there for a whole time, they don't think there's anything you can do about it unless you're someone who has a gun. And I think what he's saying is you could then shoot the Supreme Court justice, assassinate them. It's a funny joke when you think about it, the way that he constructs it.
No one has timing anymore. What happened to timing?
And what is so amazing about this is that, A, we've never heard a presidential candidate even joke about assassinating a Supreme Court justice or another presidential candidate. What is also amazing about it is that apparently nobody in the press has been listening to the Republican Party for years and are surprised that Donald Trump, of all people, would say this. They didn't hear it when Jesse Helms said it about President Clinton. You better not come down here to South Carolina and visit any bases. They didn't hear it when John Cornyn on the floor of the Senate said he understood why people were shooting, taking shots at federal judges. They didn't hear it when Trump's own campaign chair in New Hampshire said that she should be shot.
Oh, it's just an advisor, Sam. Be
Just
fair.
an advisor.
Come on. Be petty.
Somehow they ignore all of what we've heard from the Republican Party for years. And when Trump says, oh my God. Now, with that said, I'm glad that the press has reacted in horror. I'm glad that we get to see a bunch of Republican politicians who are elected who say, well, he could have been talking about unity. He could have been talking about all sorts of different things. Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally enjoy us.